In this video, we're going to take this block of hours and mold it into this plan and show you why planning is currently done backwards. With this method, we're going to get contingency, we're going to get aggressive dates, we're going to understand the risks, and we're going to approach a project differently than we normally do. We're going to look at the peaks. What can this project achieve from a max production basis based on benchmarking, historical data, current performance? And we're going to use that to give a series of dates that we can then use to create that detailed schedule. We don't create the detailed schedule and output progress as an afterthought. Progress is your driver, and clarity helps you make those key decisions in a way that a large schedule network and probabilistic risk ranges will never be able to replicate. So let's start with that block of hours. This is made possible because we have fluidity in front of the status state. We're not waiting weeks to reconfigure a baseline schedule. So here we have 500 people as a max, 2,050,000 hours. You could do this exercise in percentages. That's viable. Let's just use people to start with. So first thing, we need to add in ramping up and ramping down. It brings your peak up to 624. So now we flatten that peak out. And we can see we're 112 days. It was a little more realistic, 4 months out, but we don't have holidays in here. Let's put our normal US holidays. You can see the time in between Thanksgiving and Christmas, New Year's is throttled back because that's just reality. Your peak went back up to 533, so let's flatten that out. And now you could be getting into a range where you might call this a P10 schedule. And we'll look at this in Office Timeline in a second, but you can tell your scheduler, go to January 25th, 2029, and build us a schedule. Flag any logical issues, and we'll work through those. But this is your base plan. What if it takes you longer to ramp up? You're out roughly 7 months from that block spread. What if you have a 75% risk of a hurricane you want to factor in? Keeping that peak at 500, you can now see that push down and that safe out for 2 hurricane seasons, out 10 months. When you take out all the profile adjusters, that your average spread is not 500, it's 330. So here's your block spread. This is with ramping and holidays. So January 25th would be a good aggressive date. Adding in a slower ramp up and some weather risk might take that project out another 6 months. And this could be your contingency. This is so powerful because it's so clear. Once you get that clarity, decisions crystallize easier, and confidence goes through the roof. You deliver the project with entirely different tools, advanced work packaging, daily war rooms, but your overall progress is what you base everything on. This is your foundation.